to speak about what are the advantages of being employed and being self-employed. So I've been asked by contractor to explain what would happen if you earn £600 a week. Okay, either on CIS or PAYE. Although you need to appreciate that as a PAYE person, you've got statutory sick pay, you've got holidays, you get pension, and also some redundancy pay. And also you can get some minimal hours. So if you were all offered the same position, you would never earn 600. So you probably could be on CIS on 600, and on PAYE you could be on, let's say, £560 a week. Okay, but in this case, I will still do an example. What would happen with your money at the end of the year if you were on £600? But just bear in mind, you will never be paid the same amount of money if you're a subcontractor or if you are on payroll. So as a subcontractor, so let's start with CIS because it's the easiest. So obviously you need to register. Otherwise, if you're not registered, the contractor will deduct 30% of your invoice. Okay? If you register for CIS, subcontractor will deduct 20% of invoice. However, however, you can have 0% if your turnover is over 40K a year. Okay? So that's the options you've got. What happens is, so you send £600 invoice a week. Okay, and the subcontractor, the contractor will send you 500 on a bank account. Okay, and 100 will send to HM Revenue and Customs, which sits there and accumulates every week until you file your self-assessment tax return. So what happens with that money? So overall for the year, if you're CIS, you've got 600 times 52 if you work the whole year, or maybe let's make it easier. You took 2 weeks off. So you work 50 weeks, okay? And we do the same for PAYE, so you get an idea how it works. So you know what, do it. We've got 5 weeks holidays, so we've got 52, so we've got 47 weeks, okay? So first, your employer doesn't pay for your holidays, okay? So let's put the calculator out. And then we'll just take it from there. Okay, I'm just going to put it aside so it's not in the way. So you earn 600 times 47 weeks because you've got 5 weeks holidays. So that means your gross is 280,200, okay? That will be your gross income. However, they deduct 20%, okay? So that will be your tax will be £5,640 sitting in there. So they'll be deducted, yeah? Deducted. Right. So this sits on your account until you file your self-assessment tax return. The advantage of being a sole trader is that the 28,200 is not your taxable income because you can deduct your travel, occasionally some food, clothing, insurance, usage of, so that could include car, etc. I'm not going to go into too much details because that's part of self-assessment tax return. Yes, you need to pay accountant or bookkeeper to do your tax return, unless you're happy to do it yourself. and then some work from home, okay? So suddenly your tax, let's say you spend £10,000 on all the expenses. So your taxes, so that overall will be £10,000. Yeah. So in this case, your profit, your net income, whatever you want to call it, before taxation will be 18,200. Okay, so that's your taxable income. But you need to bear in mind that you've got tax-free allowance of £12,570. Okay, so the difference is 1820 minus 12,570. It's 5,630 is your taxable income. So first, you'll be paying 20% on this. So times 2%. So your tax and NI. So tax will be 1,026. The only thing you need to pay class 2 NI, which is, I think in this case, class 2 NI. It's if you earn, so this is your profit, yeah? So profit over 12,570 pays 345 a week, okay? But it doesn't matter you work 47 weeks. Oops, where am I here? To apologize. I just got your so. So you need to bear in mind that you need to pay class 2 national insurance, which is 345 a week, regardless how many weeks you worked. So you put in the calculator, which is 345 times 52 will be £179.40. But also you need to pay class 4 NI, which is for all the sole traders. And that's paid 9% over 12,570. So again, you'll be paying 9% of the 5,630. So that's 0 times 5,630, which is 50670. So your overall tax would be 1,6224 1, 2, 3, 4, 9, 1. I'm just gonna go through just in case. Plus 17940 plus 1126. Oh, it's 182. Okay, 182.10. So that would be your total tax liability. Okay. So that would you pay 180, but because you already prepaid the 5,640, so you've got 5,640 sitting on your bank account, and your tax is 112.10. You're gonna get a refund of 5,640 of 3,827.90. Okay. So this is your refund. Obviously, based on the correct expenses and stuff, but you can see how it's working out if you were on CIS. And yes, I know you're not gonna get your 600, you're gonna get just the 500, but the £100 is gonna be accumulating there for you every week. If you were on payroll, and bear in mind, you will not be earning the same money as 600, but let's put it in a perspective. So you earn £600 a week. In your case, you're gonna be paid for all the weeks you're working because you probably will have a fixed gross income. Okay, so you got 600 times 52 because you've got holidays paid. So gross income is 13,200, which is not going to happen. Okay, but for the sake of the numbers, I just wanted to show you how it's going to work. So this is 13,200 will be if you're on PAYE. However, now you're going to have your tax paid and your national insurance. So when we have a look at the class 1 national insurance, so class 1 NI, so for this year, you pay over £242 a week. So let's have a look how much you're going to pay. So for your so let's put it this different way. Okay. So overall, so from your £600, we deduct £242, and of which you're going to be paying 12% national insurance class 1. Okay. So in our scenario, weekly, you're going to be getting 600 minus 252 times 0.12. So that would be £42 less. So you'll be paying £42.96 a week less, which will be deducted from your from your gross wage. So if you multiply it by 52 times 52, so you're going to lose yearly £2,233.92 on national insurance class 1. Your tax will be calculated, it's 20% tax. So your tax will be calculated from 31,200 when we deduct the same tax-free allowance. Okay, 70. And that's multiplied by 2%. So when we do 3200 minus your tax-free allowance times 2 will be £3,726. So overall, you're gonna be the money taken from your payroll will be 3726 plus 22392, which is your tax, and national insurance class 1 will be 595992. And it is because you can't deduct any expenses, so there'll be 0 travel expenses. There'll be 0, clothing, preparation for work, no work from home. The only advantage is that your employer may be putting some money on pension, but that means you're going to lose 3% of your net wage. So 3% of your wage will go to pension, and your employer will put 5% of your pension. Okay, pension. So employer pension, employee pension. So that would be percentages. Here it is. So it's called workplace pension, and employer pays 3%. Sorry, so you have 5% deducted from your wage, and employer puts in your pension pot 3% on top of your wage. Okay. So that's one advantage. Second advantage, you've got holidays. So you're getting paid for 52 weeks, but you'll be working only 47. Also, there might be some minimum hours agreed. So if the employer hasn't got work for you, you still get paid. The next thing could be redundancy pay. You also pay 0 insurance because the employer is covered. Insurance, so it's public liability insurance. So this is just an idea how it works. So to conclude it, you as a sole trader are able to put some taxable expenses in. So that means you will end up paying £1,812. But obviously, there's the deduction we talked about, that they will be prepaid for you. So at the end of the financial year, once you file the tax return, you will get a refund. Okay. But if you're employed, yes, you get your money. You're not going to be have to filing self-assessment tax return. So here, that's advantage. There's no bookkeeping fees. Fees, no tax return. Yeah, then you don't have to file it if you're just employed. Uh, but you will be paying class one national insurance, and you're going to be paying tax from the gross, which is a bit higher. So overall, they will be deducting not 1,800, but nearly £6,000 of your payroll. But you'll be getting holidays. You will might have my minimal hours. You can make your employer to put money in a pension, and you might get some redundancy pay. Okay, and then you don't have the additional costs. So that's something to consider, and I think that's important to know before you make a decision if you want to be a sole trader um, or an employee. So I hope this helps, and if you've got any questions, just let me know.